Well, how about that? How about that? Inter Miami is going on to the finals. How about that? Hey, everybody, how are you doing? Peter Brown here. Hopefully, some people will start filtering in. But, what an amazing, exciting game. This is just, as I was coming in here, I was like, I don't even know what I'm going to say. I don't even have a lot of times I come in somewhat prepared for these shows. I don't even know what I'm going to say. Just excited for the game. Exactly what Patrick is saying. What a game. Ed is going to try to join us in a little bit, in a few minutes. We may keep this kind of short, maybe 30, 40 minutes or what have you. But because there's another game right after this that we all need to go and watch, and that's Nashville, Monterrey. But let people start filtering in here, and then we'll say hello. But let's start off, and let's give our shout-outs to Caneswear. We'll make this quick. But Caneswear, that's where you want to go and celebrate the Champions Cup entry in the Leagues Final, Leagues Cup Final. Go to Caneswear, buy your Inter Miami gear. And if you want to buy a house, call Mia Rodrigues, the GOAT of realtors. Speaks trilingual, so you want to buy or sell, Mia's the one to talk to. All right. Looking here in the chats. So we see, I'll just say hello to everybody in here. Augustus saying 3-1. I guess I'm guessing that was your prediction. I'm going to guess. But Kevin Gonzalez is in here as well. Damian Guzman, welcome. Mexican Vince. Broward Heron, can't believe this is the same team I was rooting for at the beginning of the year. Unbelievable. Exactly. Jose Velasquez. I think our friend from Morocco, I think it was. Friend from Toronto, Richard Greenberg. Patrick checking in as well. What a game. Russell Bufton. We'll go back and answer some of or talk about some of these, but I want to definitely get your thoughts as we go on. GSH Everything 23. What a game, man. Yeah. Mohammed Ramadan and Suman Ramanande. And of course, and Sports Shorts checking in as well. Guys, how were you feeling when you're watching this game? So, first half, second half, obviously very, very different games. On pins and needles throughout the entire second half. Pablo Tube in here from Argentina as well. Eric Thomas checking in. I'm sure some of you are still potentially watching the recap. My wife is watching the highlights right now. But I know we want to talk a lot about the goals. Jordi Alba getting on the his first goal, like Broward Heron is saying. But how about Drake Callender? He had a number of saves. Philly definitely could have had a few goals in that game. And he almost gave up a goal too. Callender made a huge mistake. Philly couldn't capitalize on that mistake. Callender. And I know they gave the man of the match to Messi, who, in my opinion, had kind of a quiet game. Messi was a little bit quiet in this game, but that's okay. He just it changes games. Sports Shorts was scared that Sergio Busquets got hurt. Yeah. And how about that? People were a little bit worried that Messi might have gotten hurt, a little tweak in the ankle or something in the practice. There was the question of whether or not he was going to be able to play. Clearly, he was able to play. So that's all good. He looked tired at the end, though, Messi did. I'll tell you that. Broward Broward Heron saying Drake Calendar was on fire. I would agree with this comment here. I feel the team isn't depending on Messi like they did at first. They played very well. And that's where I guess we got to look at potentially coaching, right? How much is Tata's influence? As I was thinking about Tata recently, I would have loved to seen what Tata would have done with this team pre-Messi. Given Neville's team directly to Tata, how would they have, how competitive would they have been? Would it have been just the same old? Because you got to give a lot of credit to Tata, of course, and a lot of people didn't like Neville and all that. And I like Neville, but he wasn't the right coach. I like him as a person. He's actually doing, Neville's doing well and some commentary for MLS right now for this Leagues Cup. So that was great. But anyways, I really was just curious to see how much Tata's coaching plays into it. It would be interesting to see what he would have done without Messi, because Messi obviously changes everything. But he's obviously playing a huge part of it as well, because the team is playing more free. I've kind of joked about this before, but we've got this new guy from Finland on the team. I don't know where he came from, but he's a whole new player. So he looks really good. And GSH everything also saying most of the long balls were coming from the Ukrainian defender Sergei Kristov. Yeah, because like what the commentators were saying is that and I watched Jim Curtin, their head coach. I watched his press conference before, and he actually said to focus on Busquets. And so that was clearly part of their thing, was they were going to focus on Busquets. And they had Philly's number 10, Gazdag. He was just glued to Busquets the whole time, which, what does that do? It frees up Kristov, which is what Taylor Twellman had said, and he was right. Suman Ramanandi says, you cut off Messi with the ball, but you cannot cut off Messi without the ball. Runs, making space, drop dip to receive ball. That's why man of the match. I get it, yeah. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve man of the match. I'm just saying Calendar really did, potential is right there. He could have, in my opinion, could have gotten man of the match as well, because they even in the first half, there was a few opportunities that should have gone in. Calendar also, like I said, made a mistake that they should have capitalized, but they didn't. So, looking at the chat, we need a faster center back. The middles cross are killing that defense. Yeah, Kristov had a good game. He's not the fastest. And Miller, I don't think had his best game either. But and when our defense is pushing up, I mean, look, Miller, not so much tonight, but in some of the other games in this Leagues Cup, has been playing almost as a forward at times. So our entire defense is pushing up so much. You definitely need somebody that's got speed in the back. And hopefully that young kid that they brought in, what is his name? Avilas? Hopefully Tomas Avilas, our Argentinian defender. It looks like he's about 12. Hopefully he's got some speed, and we could potentially see him in the near future. So that will be interesting. But yeah, keep throwing your thoughts in the chat. Also, don't forget, we still have this open. Where is it? That we can, guys, let me turn off Uncle Ed's image. Where's he at? Here we go. So anyways, call 786-474-4435 if you want to whoop it up and yell and have your thoughts. And we'll get to that as soon as they come in. I'll be on the lookout for them. I'm even looking at chats. I can even accept chats in there. All right, let me go back to my host. GSH Everything says they had two players hounding Busquets. Yep. That was clearly their game plan. Shut down Busquets because, like Jim Curtin was saying in his press conference that, if you really look at all the goals that we've scored, Busquets has played either played the pass that was the secondary assist, if you would, or sometimes the third. Like he's definitely heavily involved in all the goals that have been scored, and so his focus was to shut down Busquets because he felt like if you shut down Busquets, you limit some of the balls that Messi's going to get. But, one of the things I had commented to Messi, and this is no surprise to anybody that watches Messi for any length of time, but still, as I'm watching him more because he's playing for the Pink, it's that he just can sense when somebody's coming up behind him. Like, somebody's coming up behind one of our other players, and they might get bumped and the ball may get taken away from them, what have you. When somebody's coming up behind Messi, Messi just senses it. He's got that spidey sense, remember? And he knows when to kind of shield it, to get rid of it, what have you. It's pretty awesome. Aaron Lee is in the house as well. Miller goes forward so much that makes Miami defense fragile and counterattack. I wish he stayed back. And that has to be coaching, though. That has to be Tata telling them push up. Richard Greenberg asking the question: Hard Rock Stadium for the final? Hard Rock Stadium is, for those that are not local or aren't even in the country, Hard Rock Stadium is our NFL stadium. The Miami Dolphins play there. It holds just under 70,000, I think, 65, 68, somewhere in that neighborhood. Can't remember exact number, but holds quite a few people. All right, I was just checking in messages, checking on Ed. So, yeah, it makes sense. So whatever, and I know One World, One Goal was saying money talks because the owner of the Dolphins owns Relevant Sports, which is a soccer marketing, company. They bring what is it called? The ICC International Champions Cup, I think it is, where they in the summertime, they quite often bring in like Manchester United, Barcelona, and then, those kind of teams, and they play in several stadiums around the country, Hard Rock being one of them. And so, they butt heads with some Soccer United Marketing, which is the soccer marketing arm of MLS. But to One World's point from this past weekend, money talks, right? So they should. I would hope they find a way to get in that stadium. Now, the worry is, would we fill that stadium? Because the prices of these tickets have been nuts. So, and there have been some empty seats at times at Drive Pink at 20,000, and it's not because they haven't sold the seats, but GSH everything asking, isn't Hard Rock a stadium that is going to be used for the World Cup 2026? Yeah, but that has nothing to do with MLS. And so Stephen Ross, the owner of the Miami Dolphins, his issues and stuff like that tend to be. He also, I don't know, there was something about him buying into MLS at some point. I don't know. There's some beef with MLS. I don't know. But Samuel Rosa clarifying a little bit, Hard Rock was built by Joe Robbie, and that was the name of the stadium. Yeah, and that's the neighborhood I grew up in, actually. I went to, there's a little elementary school right next to the stadium, real close to the stadium, right off of the Turnpike. Norwood Elementary. That's my school. I went to Norland High School just down the road from there. I was walking distance to where the stadium is now. It was not the best neighborhood, but basically when the stadium went up, my family moved out. They were like, it's time to move out. But that's where I grew up, right there in Miami Gardens. At the time, it wasn't even called Miami Gardens. It was just unincorporated Miami. Sports Shorts thinking maybe the tickets would be less if it's a bigger stadium. Maybe. One World, One Goal goes, yes, it's conflicts with American football, concerns in F1, tennis, and for Hard Rock. So, yeah, actually, what we should do is look. So when Miami Dolphins preseason schedule. So the Dolphins. See. Okay. Where's this game? Dolphins are playing on the same night as the final for Leagues Cup. Dolphins are playing Houston. They're in Houston. Dolphins are in Houston on the same night that the Leagues Cup final is. So that means a stadium would be available, right? Miami Indo saying, who in the final? Miami is in the final. And actually, I think probably the pre-show is starting now, I think, for the Nashville. I'm not sure if it's a pre-show or the game. Nashville versus Monterey. I'm actually going to open that up right now. I can't show it to you guys for a bunch of reasons, but it's interesting that Apple actually has a blockout feature. Okay, so it looks like the game, you can probably hear it. The game has not started just yet. I'm going to turn down the volume so I can have it here in the background. But anyways, if I tried to screen share the Apple TV, it just shows up black. It's really interesting. So what we're hoping for right now is a Monterey wins tonight against Nashville, which is they're the expected. They are the favorites. So everybody's expecting Monterey to win. I mean, Monterey's the favorite to win the entire thing. Monterey's a favorite to beat us as well. So so we want Monterey to win because if Monterey wins, we host the final. If Nashville wins, the final is in Nashville. Tony is saying the game about to start. Yeah. So we may end this once that game starts. I kind of want to watch that game. I'm sure you guys want to as well. Sports Shorts wants the Mexican team wants Monterey to win, so it's USA versus Mexico. Just going through GSH, everything is saying Beyonce is having a concert this weekend. We don't care about this weekend. We just care. Oh, that is this weekend. The 19th is this weekend. Oh, all right. So when is the Beyonce, the Hard Rock Stadium events and upcoming events? Shows of Taylor Swift. So Beyonce is the 18th and the game is on the 19th. So question would be, can Beyonce get her crap out of the stadium in time if they wanted to play there? Tony brings up a fun thing. Remember, qualified for CONCACAF. That's right. We at this point are now in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. And remember, this was a debate on the last show. Was it Champions League or Champions Cup? They've rebranded. It is the CONCACAF Champions Cup, no longer Champions League. I don't know. I guess maybe they figured there's only one Champions League. Why try to brand yourself Champions League? Everybody knows where the real Champions League is. So Ed can't get in right now. So he's working, folks. So he's trying to get in, but he can't get in. So the great thing about this is the fact that it opens us up to another tournament for next year. So next year, when we have a better roster, exactly what Broward Heron is saying, can't wait till our roster is 100% next year. I mean, we're close. I don't know how many changes they make next year. There clearly could be some more, but but bringing in these three young guys that they've brought in, the announcers, Taylor Twellman and all, seem to be very, very high on this kid Farias. They are very, very excited at what he may be able to do. So I have never seen him play, so I don't know. But they seem very, very excited about Farias and what he may bring to the team in the upcoming. I don't know if he's on the Leagues Cup roster. Like, I don't know if he could play even if he was ready. So I'm not sure. But yes, what Eric Thomas said, we're going to be frightening next year, folks. Kevin Gonzalez says, also remember, Inter Miami wins wins Leagues Cup. They get a bye to the Champions Cup round of 16. Lose on Saturday, and they're on the first round of 32. Exactly. So clearly there's incentive to win the entire Leagues Cup besides the $14 million. And it looks like we've got a voicemail. So I'm not going to even play the sound effect. I'm just going to go right to that because we're going to end this probably soon. And so we can go watch the next game, which is about to start.
Woohoo! Hey, Peter, it's Italia and Uncle Ed if you're listening out there somewhere. One world, one goal. All the new fans, welcome. Peter is pronouncing their names. I'm very impressed. Too bad we're not live like Charlotte, where you could take my call live. Ha ha ha. Woo! What a game. I was completely wrong with my prediction. I'm glad to be. I'm so happy that Mr. Moss is enjoying all this stuff live. I saw everything on Twitter. His wife was wearing this beautiful pink Adidas gear. Probably some fancy high-end thing, one of those crossover things. And people are really happy because they're doing that crossover on the 19th. They're dropping this amazing new shirt. So anyway, what am I rambling on about? I'm so delirious with all these goals. I don't know what. Oh, Mr. Moss and Chris Henderson fixed the ticket problem. You guys will, all those season ticket holders, you guys will get first dibs on the next round of games. Remember, there's either a third place game or, well, no, we're playing the final. What am I saying? You'll get, if it's away, then obviously no, but if the other people win after our game that's being played right now, and it is played at home, which has to be at home because of Beyonce, not the Hard Rock, but our home, then you will get first dibs, season ticket holders, and then after that, everybody else can buy tickets. So they're correcting the ticket problem. They were on it. They must watch the show. Love you guys. Love the show.
So I wouldn't say they fixed the problem. Fixing the problem would be lowering the price. But to your point, yes, we all got, even I got an email from the team this week, yesterday. And I get it directly from my ticket rep because he's awesome. So all season ticket holders, there will be a window. And so I think it'll be a similar type of thing that they are doing for the friendly. They are hosting two Central American teams. We talked about that this weekend. We think it was Honduras or somebody like that. I don't remember the teams. But they're giving a 3-hour window for season ticket holders to buy their tickets in that game. So I would assume it's something similar. So it's good. I would assume it's going to be something like you better work quick. You got 3 hours as a season ticket holder to get your tickets. But they're not going to necessarily be in any kind of great price. Patrick here is saying Honduras versus Guatemala is that friendly, right? So Miami Indo says Miami's young players are very promising. Yeah, everybody seems to be very excited about that. So yeah, once we find out if we're going to host, we should be able to, as season ticket holders, we will get first crack at it. And Suman Ramanandi says, Tata sticking with a 4-3-3. Don't you think it should be depending on opponents? For example, today's counter 3-4-2-1. Go with 4-4-2 or 3-5-2 to more numerical superiority and avoid havoc in the scary defense. That's way too much thinking for me. I'm not an X's and O's kind of guy, but I get your point. I'm sure he'll modify the formation when he feels like he needs to. But anyways, guys, the Nashville Monterrey game just kicked off, so I'm gonna end this. But thanks so much, everybody, for watching and celebrating with us. We should probably do this more often for at least when there's road games to do like a post-game celebration or conversation, because it could be a loss. You never know. So anyways, everybody, thanks so much for tuning in, hanging out with me for the last 30 minutes or so. Appreciate it. Let's now go cheer on Monterrey, because if Nashville wins, We're not hosting. So let's get Monterrey. Let's cheer for Monterrey to win this game and bring it home to Drive Pink or wherever the hell they play. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Oh, and we'll have a video tomorrow. Check it out. You're going to like it. See you, everybody. Thanks.